Racism is a poison that has plagued our society for centuries. But what happens when racists finally face the consequences of their actions? In this video, we'll take a look at how racists react to life sentences. We'll see their emotions, their regrets, and their hopes for the future. This is Jeremy Christian, who is being charged with killing several people in Portland, Oregon, on May 26, 2017. On a crowded train, Christian suddenly went on a racist rant at two young women. Someone else on the train caught the upsetting scene on video, and if we replay the video right there, you can see what happened. Christian hit a random bystander's phone on the ground for no reason. Things quickly got out of hand as writers like Micah Fletcher and Tawisa Namai bravely challenged Christian to protect the girls who were being targeted. Things got worse from here on out as Christian became more hostile and argumentative. Christian grabbed a pocket knife and cut Fletcher. The best of Namai and Ricky Best and Namai died in the attack, but Fletcher survived with serious injuries. He ran away from the scene of the crime, but train passengers caught him and he was arrested about a mile away. After his arrest, shocking video emerged of Christian in the back of the patrol car saying, "My first, I just F. Yes, you're right. I'm as happy as a mother." Just when you thought Christian's case couldn't get any stranger, wait until you see how he acted in court. Racism is a poison that has plagued our society for centuries. But what happens when racists finally face the consequences of their actions? In this video, we'll take a look at how racists react to life sentences. We'll see their emotions, their regrets, and their hopes for the future. This is Jeremy Christian, who is being charged with killing several people in Portland, Oregon, on May 26, 2017. On a crowded train, Christian suddenly went on a racist rant at two young women. Someone else on the train caught the upsetting scene on video, and if we replay the video right there, you can see what happened. Christian hit a random bystander's phone on the ground for no reason. Things quickly got out of hand as writers like Micah Fletcher and Tawisa Namai bravely challenged Christian to protect the girls who were being targeted. Things got worse from here on out as Christian became more hostile and argumentative. Christian grabbed a pocket knife and cut Fletcher. The best of Namai and Ricky Best and Namai died in the attack, but Fletcher survived with serious injuries. He ran away from the scene of the crime, but train passengers caught him and he was arrested about a mile away. After his arrest, shocking video emerged of Christian in the back of the patrol car saying, "My first, I just F. Yes, you're right. I'm as happy as a mother." Just when you thought Christian's case couldn't get any stranger, wait until you see how he acted in court. Christian went to trial and was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and attempted murder. It was during this time that he acted in a way that upset Demetria Hester, a black woman he had sworn at on the train. Hester was upset with how the police were handling the case because she thought it was unfair. "Officer asked me for my ID and treated me like I was the suspect because of my skin color. Officer LED Jeremy leave to commit the senseless murder while looking for me." Then Christian lost it and said, "Go back to Tennessee, we don't want you here." As he was led out of the courtroom, he said something even more disturbing. Notes: the judge gave him 2 life sentences in a row, plus more than 25 years for his other crimes. Jeremy Christian was a racist killer who killed an innocent man. But what happens when there is a racist judge in the courts like Judge James Conry did when he was in charge of a divorce hearing involving Benjamin Taylor and his lawyer, IET Ramos Alvarez? His ex-wife will soon be leaving him. The main goal of the hearing is to find out how much Taylor makes each year, which is why his wife's lawyer asked for a copy of his Social Security earnings statement. Now Miss Kasky comes back after everything was done, missing those 2 pieces of paper. His Social Security earnings statements, which he doesn't have, and this supposed report that exists for Lee. He gets it from Social Security every year, showing his earnings. He gets an earnings statement every year, so she asked him why he hadn't given it to her. He said he didn't have it and hadn't thrown it away. Oh, come on, Judge Conry doesn't believe the story, so he pulls the people in the room to make a point. "I get it. I don't get it. You get it. You get it. Everyone gets it. Social Security sends it to your home every year." Alvarez disagrees, saying that they sent it to her home 4 years ago, but she hasn't received it in the last 3. This disagreement causes a tense moment, and Judge Conver says something that cost him his job. Well, when did he become an illegal alien? Judge Alvarez, who is Hispanic and used to be president of the Hispanic Bar, was shocked by the judge's comment. Association of New Jersey shows her shock. Jay, I'm going to say that was a totally incorrect joke and I didn't mean it. Please listen to me, but as soon as Judge Conry tries to take it back, it's too late. 10 minutes later, Alvarez comes back to court, but Judge Conry says he's sorry. Soon after this fight, Judge Conry was made public. The damage was already done. Conry was reprimanded by the New Jersey Supreme Court for crossing the line and lost his job because of it. But how does that compare to the case of James Field Jr., a 20-year-old convict who deliberately drove his car into a group of anti-hate protesters and killed them? He's now facing murder charges in Virginia. She was hurt physically, but more importantly, she was hurt mentally. She wasn't hurt when the car hit the protesters. She was just plowed over. At a white nationalist rally in downtown Charlottesville Fields, a self-proclaimed neo-Nazi drove his car into a crowd of hundreds of people, killing one protester and hurting 35 others. Heather H., 32, was among the protesters who were against white nationalists and white supremacists who wanted to take down a Confederate statue. James went to state court and was convicted of first-degree murder, multiple counts of aggravated malicious wounding, and leaving the scene of an accident. The reactions outside of court were worse than what happened in court. Supporters of James gathered to say that Field's crimes were an act of self-defense because the boy was scared by his mother, and that the city government, police, and radical Islam were to blame. Left, you are not at all responsible for this death. These extreme lefties are the ones who brought violence and are getting ready for V. They said that the Nazis and fascists came ready for war and a defense. In court, James and his team would also say that Fields allegedly did what he did because of the race, color, religion, and nationality of the people in that crowd at the bottom of the crossroads of 4 and Water Streets. But prosecutors and the jury didn't agree. Today, Charlottesville Circuit Judge Richard Moore ordered James Fields Jr. to life in prison without the chance of release. This person will spend the rest of his life in prison for breaking that law. James didn't seem to be feeling much during the punishment and hearings, but that can't be said for everyone. Concerning Jose Torres and Kayla Norton, who were facing multiple charges in Georgia, including assault, I would never walk up to you and say those things, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. The incident happened when Kayla and Jose joined about a dozen other people in a convoy of pickup trucks waving large Confederate flags around Douglas County, a suburban Atlantic community according to police. Reports say the group drove by the victim's home while they were hosting an outdoor birthday party for an 8-year-old child with a cookout and a bouncy castle. They then parked their trucks nearby and started yelling racial slurs at the black partygoers. The violence didn't end there, though, because someone at the party threw something at the truck to try to get them to leave. Kayla Norton got a military 12-gauge gun and loaded it. And gave it to her boyfriend. Joe Torres pointed the loaded shotgun at the group of African-American partygoers and said he was going to kill them. His co-defendant said that the little ones could also get one, referring to the young children at the party. Now, one of the victims talks about what happened that day. They terrorized us. They pulled out guns and knives. They called us racist slurs, and they threatened to kill us. If what they did was bad, it was scary. And what they did in court was even scarier. As they were being sentenced, Norton couldn't hold back tears as she told the family of the victim, "I would never walk up to you and say those words to you. I'm so sorry that happened to you." Aisha Bryant forgiven the couple, and they were so moved by her apology that they cried. They were given a total of 19 years in jail. And Kayla and Jose Torres Norton said they were sorry for what they did, but not all haters are that honest, as Travis McMichael showed. Gregory McMichael, William Bryan, and another man are all charged with murder in Georgia on February 23, 2020. A 25-year-old black man named Ahmaud Arbery was running in Satilla Shores, an area near Brunswick in Glenn County, Georgia. 3 men saw Arbery and thought he was a thief, so they started chasing him. And their trucks got shot. I said, "Let's go!" And Travis ran to get his shotgun because the guy stuck his hand in his pants the other night. Brian followed in a different car and recorded the whole thing, including our death. For more than 2 months, no arrests were made. The GCPD said that the Brunswick District Attorney's Office told them not to make any arrests at first because he didn't think the men involved were guilty. A letter was also sent to that effect, written to police on their behalf, repeating that they believed the McMichaels' actions were legal. As if their crimes weren't disgusting enough, the reactions in court were even worse. During the trial, Travis didn't feel bad about his role in the murder. He said things like, "He had my gun, he hit me, it was clear that he was attacking me," and "If he had gotten the shotgun from me then..." The father-son duo, William Rhodey Bryan and Russell Courtier, were sentenced to life without parole in a state trial for their roles in the killing. Travis insisted it was self-defense, but when prosecutors asked investigators to read Gregory McMichael's conversation with his son before the shooting, Travis's defense failed. Courtier, a racist white nationalist, was also sentenced to life in prison for multiple charges, including murder in Oregon in August 2016. The man who recorded the cell phone video of Arbor's death was given 35 years in prison because his role in the fatal chase was considered a federal hate crime. Russell Courtier, a racist white nationalist, was also sentenced to life in prison for his role in the murder of Lel Bruce Jr. with his Jeep. During the trial, prosecutors focused on Courtier's racist beliefs and his desire to join the white supremacist brotherhood, which led him to join the European Kindred Gang, the largest racist prison gang in Oregon. Despite Courtier's mother's openness about his non-racism, Courtier was charged with murder, failing to provide proof of insurance, and breaking Oregon's hate crime law. During the trial, Courtier was upset and had tears in his eyes.